What's up, y'all? Merry close to Christmas, episode 37 of the Respect the Chat podcast. I got Rich here.
What's going on, everyone?
Frankie's here.
Hey, what's up?
We got a plate of cookies, as y'all see. Very delicious. One of my favorite things about Christmas time, baking cookies. Can't beat it. Right or wrong?
I like the part of eating the cookies, not really baking the cookies.
True. Well, I like the smell of the baking of the cookies. Do you or no?
You like the smell of cookies, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Well, I like when they're baked, though. Home fresh in the house for the holidays. Obviously, I like the tree, and I like the... What's your favorite thing about Christmas?
Presents?
Besides the presents. Like the decorations. What's your favorite, thing to see? Like, oh, yeah, you know
Christmas
what?
tree.
Christmas is here. Okay, Christmas tree. And, Rich, we talked about this last night a little bit. You're very particular about trees, right?
Well, I would prefer a real tree.
Right. So that's the first thing that you would like. What else about the tree, though? So you like your real tree? It's got to be full, right? Because I heard you last night. You said you walked for about an hour one time, 2 hours, couldn't find a tree, had to leave.
Yeah, it has to be perfect. You can't just cut down any random tree when you go.
Says the man with a fake Christmas tree.
That's this
Says
year.
the
I don't.
man with the
Why
fake
did you have to
Christmas
bring
tree.
that up? That's still a sore subject over here. Only reason we have a fake tree this year is we don't have much room in our living room, and we needed a really small, narrow tree. So we figured, and we have Shay this year. She's a little older, so she's running around. We didn't want to get a real tree and have her yanking all the needles and stuff off of it. And
Oh, definitely.
we figured the fake tree will work this year.
I
We'll
like
go
it.
back to the real next year, Frank. Don't worry.
Sounds like a bunch of excuses to me.
Bunch of excuses. Frank, what's your favorite thing about Christmas? Decorating wise. What do you like to see up?
No, nothing.
Okay, I figured. That's what I was
The
going to say.
Grinch.
I was going to say the Grinch was going with that. Yo, I love Christmas lights.
Oh, yeah.
I like when they hang, you turn them on, they give a nice ambiance. I put them on last night when we were in the back room.
You keep
Frankie
them
was like,
all
we-
year
we
round. That
don't-
defeats the purpose.
No, we only keep the one on one side. That's how much I love them. I love Christmas lights, man. It gives such a nice, good feeling, warm feeling. The house feels good. We got to wake the Grinch up a little bit. Maybe another cookie. Or a cup of coffee. We got cookies, coffee. We got Christmas flannels.
I'll tell you one thing I do
Richie
like.
got his Christmas flannel on.
I just thought of something.
What you?
I like the different Starbucks cups.
Yo, I do too. I said that to Corinne the other day. I like a nice, fancy cup during the holidays as well.
And
I agree.
I know last year, I don't know if they did it this year, but they had the local high school draw up some designs, and the best one they actually printed on the Starbucks cups.
Christmas themes?
Christmas theme, yeah.
Very cool. That's awesome, man. Merry Christmas to y'all. It's not here yet. We're going to come with one more episode. That'd be episode 38, right around Christmas time, maybe even Christmas Eve. We wanted to start this episode off with...
Could I start some? I just got this crazy
Yeah,
alert.
I listen back to a lot of episodes, and that happens a lot.
But this just hit my phone right now.
Okay, what you
Adam
got?
Scheffner.
Flacco not returning to Ravens.
What do you mean?
The Ravens QB who lost his starting job to Lamar Jackson is not expected to return to the team in 2019. And this is from Ian Rappaport.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a lot of assuming. That's a lot of assuming that now that really his contract is done, right? At this point this year, that they're just not going to renew it.
I believe.
And because they haven't put him back in now that he's healthy and they're rolling with Lamar Jackson. See
I
what he's
just-
doing? He's making this the Ravens episode
No,
on
this
a
is
YouTube clip.
this is
Yeah,
big.
It's not right.
This is big right here.
I'm a
Nobody
Ravens
cares
fan.
about Joe Flacco or any other
Listen.
quarterback on the Ravens. They stink.
Why is this big?
Because I mean, I just kind of finding a little shock. I mean, not really, because I did talk about it earlier in a couple podcasts, saying that I think they're going to roll with Lamar Jackson, and that if he does all right, that they might part ways with Flacco.
Well, I think this is also
But
shocking because you're a Ravens fan. It's
Actually, seeing it come through my
Yeah.
phone as an alert, I'm like, dang.
this is the end of the Joe Flacco era. I think that's a good thing, though, because I think it's time for the Ravens to move on. I hope the Ravens don't move on from the coach, Harbaugh.
Nah.
I hope he stays there.
He will.
If he doesn't, I would have loved him to coach the Cowboys, but I don't think there's a chance
I don't
the
think
Cowboys
he's
get
leaving the
rid of
Ravens.
Jason
I think
Garrett.
this is why he made the decision to
Uh-huh.
go with Lamar Jackson, because that's what fans and probably the GM and everyone wants to see, you know?
Yeah.
Flacco,
I hope Flacco still has some left in him. I think he could go somewhere else and play really well. Denver should look at him. Teams like that, teams that got a GM who's an old school.
Buffalo.
Maybe Buffalo. Somewhere they can get a veteran in there and, hold down the reins till they get someone new coming in there and really kind of taking over.
Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see if it's actually true.
Yeah. All right, so
Did you say what this episode is, by the way?
this is the episode 37. I did not. What is this, Rich?
The Sean Alexander.
Sean Alexander
I messed
episode.
you up with that "Don't Scream" at the beginning.
That's right. I lost the fact.
And the Deion Sanders when he was on the Ravens.
Yes, but mainly the Sean Alexander episode because Deion Sanders is number 21. He's not 37. Just like Michael Jordan is now 45, and that's cool and everything. And people may think that he's 23. He's the legend. I seen this a little earlier this week, and I wanted to. We're big fantasy guys. Wanted to bring it up on the episode here. NFL Network did a way too early rank of the fantasy wide receivers, top 5 wide receivers, and
That's going into next year.
No.
Yes, it's
Yes,
2019 receivers.
Right.
So this is next year. If you're drafting fantasy wide receivers, who do you think is 1 through 5?
Right.
Way,
That's
way,
right.
way,
And that's why they
way
said way
too
too
early.
early. That's why I said way too early. But what I want to do is I want to see who you think the top 5 wide receivers are at the end of this year, where we only got 2 more weeks. Who at this point would you rank as 1 through 5 wide receivers finishing the year? So we went through 2018, man. I wish I had that guy. I wish I had that guy. I wish I had that guy. As they're catching touchdowns left and right, who would you say 1 through 5 is the best?
You want it in the order or just 5 receivers?
I mean, you could go either one. If you want to go in order, you go in order. If not, you just shout out 5 receivers. Do you have a list? I could give you the list and you could pick off of them. I know who mine are. I could rattle mine off right now. I'm going to start number 1 overall. I think the best fantasy wide receiver throughout the year was Adam Thielen. That's where I would go. Adam Thielen, 1 for me, was so consistent. Held down your team with all, how many?
What was that? 8 games straight
With 10,
100
with
100 yards
with
receiving
100 yard
stuff?
receivings, a ton of receptions. Adam Thielen 1 for me. I would say DeAndre Hopkins 2 is for me, because the guy is unbelievable. Comes up every single week with great points. He's another guy that held you down. A couple weeks here and there weren't great. So Adam Thielen 1, DeAndre Hopkins 2. I'm gonna have to go Juju 3. Juju was great all year long, super consistent at 3 for me. Julio Jones 4 for me. He was just tremendous. Absolutely. His yards every week were crazy. He started to pick up the touchdowns. And 5, I got to go Mike Thomas. My boy can't guard Mike. And I love Tyreek Hill, and I'd love to sneak him in there, but I just couldn't find the room there. So I'm going to go Thielen 1, Hopkins 2, Juju 3, Julio 4, Mike Thomas 5. And there's plenty other great ones. Do you want to see my list, Frank, so you can look off there of who you think?
No, I got it.
Oh, you got yours? Okay. You want to go next?
Yeah,
All right. I'm going to eat this cookie while you talk.
I got Hopkins 1.
Really?
Yeah, I just feel like he kills it every single game. Just about. I mean, how many games did he not put up 10 points?
There's not many.
And then I'm gonna go Julio 2. Thielen 3.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go Hill and Smith-Schuster.
Okay. I like that list. Rich, you ready?
Yeah, I think I could go.
Dang. That's a good list, too.
All right. Well,
Fantasy,
think-
right? Fantasy. You got to think of a little fantasy, and it's still close to what's really happening as well.
I think I would have to put Thielen at 1, like you,
Okay.
Mike, just because when you're going fantasy-wise, if you have 8 straight weeks of 100 yards receiving, including the catches, that's giving you 15 plus a week guaranteed, at least for 8 weeks straight.
Right, and I like the way you
Was
said
it
that.
even more?
Guaranteed. It might have been
I
more.
think at least 8, we'll say, games straight, where he got you 15 or plus. So that's consistency right there. And that's what you're
Oh,
looking
boy.
for in fantasy. So I would go Thielen 1. I think I would put Juju at 2.
Yeah, I was close
Just
to going
because
Juju at 2.
He's very consistent. I don't know how many 100-yard receiving games he had. He might not have had him consistent like Thielen, but if we go back and look, I'm going to say out of 14 weeks that we've seen so far, I'm saying at least half of them he had over 100.
Oh, yeah.
So I would go Juju 2 just because of the yardage. That Julio doesn't score touchdowns,
Right.
but he gets yardage. He is the number 1 receiving wide receiver in the league with 1,429 yards. The next best receiver is 200 yards behind him, and that's Hill.
Look at this real quick before you say that. Oh, you missed that.
Of course, a
NFL news.
cowboy thing on TV.
Okay. Yes.
But I'll go Julio 3, Tyreek Hill 4,
okay.
and then Michael. Oh no, actually, I'm sorry. I liked what's Devontae Adams been doing this year.
Okay.
He was really consistent with Green Bay.
You gonna sneak him in there?
I would put him at 5.
Who?
So Thomas would be out, and that's it.
Really, Mike Thomas out?
Do you guys want to know like the total
He
points?
would be at 6.
Yeah, I want to know the total points.
That's what I was looking up right
Frank,
here.
you have
I
Mike
got
Thomas in your top 5 at
No.
all? You didn't have him in there either?
No.
Wow. Okay.
Do you want to know the
Yeah.
top points? These are fantasy points for this year. Tyreek Hill's number 1. Hopkins is 2. Devontae Adams is 3. Thielen is 4. Michael Thomas is 5. Antonio Brown is 6. Julio is 7. Smith-Schuster is 8.
Wow.
Keenan Allen is 9. And Beckham is 10.
Wow.
Wow.